to cash prizes and tournaments.
That's true. And here we have Game 2, and this is just a best-of-5 series, right?
I think that
Or
is
is it
correct.
best
Yes,
of
it
3?
is. Drogoth nodding his head
Okay,
in
best of 5.
agreement. So we are doing a best of 5 game number 2 here between Complexity's Ryan and Gosu Gamer's Last Shadow. And again, what a game number 1, I must say.
Yep, and so we'll have Complexity Ryan as the pink Protoss once again down here on the bottom spawn of Icy Cup Test Bug. His opponent for the second game in a row is GGLastShadow with Team Gosu Gamers. They are a relatively new team. Last Shadow has come out of retirement about a month, maybe a month and a half ago, and just been laddering like mad, trying to get into Grandmasters. I'm pretty sure he is in there now, but just basically disappeared for a long time, and then Gosu Gamers approached him about, joining the team. He said, all right, I've got some renewed vigor, and I will try to win with Terran once again. He actually switched to Zerg for MLG DC last year. Didn't go so well.
Yeah, no, I would say I'm definitely a solid player. He's been in, I think, all of the tournaments for that I've casted for StarCraft New England, or the New England StarCraft 2 League, and definitely impressed by his play. Certainly a solid player, without a doubt. And again, we are on Icy Cup Test Bug, one of my favorite maps to cast on, solely due to the beautiful visuals around the map. Just looks really nice.
Yeah, and this one was made by Super OU Man, but Test Bug, actually, when they announced it for MLG, a lot of pro players were worried. They were like, are you serious? Are you trolling us right now? You're going to release a map called Test Bug? And they didn't realize that is actually one of the more famous Brood War map makers of custom maps and things like that. So it's actually just a tribute to a longtime map maker, which I thought was pretty cool when I actually found that out. I also was surprised by the name. Didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, no, and a good tribute at that. It definitely seems to be a favorite between casters and players. I see a lot of people actually select this in Game 2s, and look, lo and behold, this is the map that was picked for Game 2 here. So there you have it. Barracks just finished right now. We do have that refinery going down as well, so not going to be seeing that really quick expo here from Last Shadow. Taking a look back in Ryan's base, we can see pretty standard stuff thus far as well. We do have that second assimilator coming out. That assimilator was actually pretty early. The second one being dropped before that Cybernetics core, in fact. So we may be seeing those ever-elusive Void Rays that you mentioned before the start of the series.
Well, the only thing I can say towards that is you said you saw a lot of 6 gates today, I'm guessing from Ryan and from some other players, but Ryan did a lot of Void Ray play at MLG Dallas, so maybe that's why he has sort of lost his fondness for them, but we'll see. Again, here on Test Bug, he knows where Last Shadow is. Obviously, he already did a gas steal in his main once again, sort of pigeonholing him again into some mass mineral play. I don't know if Last Shadow is going to bite or go for the bait, so to speak, or if he's just going to kill this thing off and try to resume normally.
Yeah, we'll take a look. We do have that one Marauder coming out. We don't have anything really decisive after that, though. It's starting to pool quite a few resources, so if we don't see another barracks sometime soon, I'm actually going to almost expect to see that expansion come out. That could be a little... No, there we go. So finally coming down with 2 more barracks right now, just above that mineral line. So actually going to be opening up with that 3 racks build. And taking a look back in Ryan's
4
base.
racks.
Haven't seen that next transition. 4 racks even. Wow,
Yeah.
Look at that. So that's almost all any.
I wonder if he'll go for the TLO branded 6 racks, but that's
Oh my
normally done
gosh.
against Zerg, so I don't know if we'll be seeing that. But
That was an intense game, I must have to say. Was pretty impressed by that. But anyways, let's get back into the game here. Bad manners, calls Ryan.
look in the topside spawn right now, and you'll see Proxy Tech Twilight Council going down for Ryan. He did not have enough to actually get that SCV shooed out of his main, so he is building that Twilight Council way far away. And that makes me think a Twilight Council is usually followed up by a hidden Dark Shrine, so we'll see that early gas. Yep, there is the Dark Shrine, working off of just 2 gateways right now, or actually just 1. Second gateway only about halfway done.
And we can see Last Shadow, in keeping that scout inside of Ryan's base for so long and realizing nothing else was dropped, he's actually scouting around the map for that proxy and coming dangerously close, in fact, to that proxy Dark Shrine. But it looks like he is headed back home. But he was aware that the lack of buildings while he was still scouting meant that something else was probably going on somewhere. So he's keeping an eye out for that and preparing for it as well.
He does have an engineering bay already complete and a turret coming up there at his ramp, so Proxy DTs, I'm sure, like I said, he's been laddering like a madman for about a month straight. I'm sure he's dealt with DTs enough times to know when hidden tech is coming along. Gateway number 3 for Ryan, about to complete here, and I'm sure we'll see the first round of warp-ins soon. Or did he send one already? No, Dark Shrine just now finished. Oh, wait, he canceled it.
Yes, he did in fact cancel it. He got a probe scout out there. He saw the missile turret, so I'm assuming in seeing that he's like, this is not going to work. So he canceled, and he's coming out with an expo. So there you go. Nice response there by Ryan. He canceled that at the very last minute too.
So now one thing he can do, since he only committed to 3 warp gates, he is expanding, of course, like we just saw over there at the natural, but he could actually throw up a robotics facility, get 1 observer, and use that proxy Twilight Council to actually get blink very quickly. But he does seem to be somewhat low on minerals right now after dropping that Nexus. Might be a little bit too slow to do that sort of strategy against the mass units that LastShadow is about to throw at him here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is, of course, the problem. He was ramped up and getting ready to drop DT, very Vespian heavy. So when canceling that and switching to an Expo, he's going to be floating these Vespian for a little while longer. Obviously sets him behind a little bit, but obviously DT at that point in the game wasn't the best decision. And look at this. We've got some SCVs mounting up with this force. What is he planning on doing? I think he's going to go for a really strong push right now.
Well, he could be saving up back at home. Now it does look like he's just going to continue production. I was going to say maybe he was going to save up a lot of minerals and just spam bunkers once he arrived at Ryan's base, because that can be really frustrating to deal with if you don't have too many Tier 1 units. But look at this wide choke leading into the natural. Ryan says, screw it, I'm going to back way up. He pulls a lot of probes to start mining, but they could be used for defense in just a moment or two as well. And there is the first of probably many bunkers going down. We'll see what Ryan's going to be able to do against this. Picking off SCVs, of course, is the correct option there, just to get him to back off a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. This is obviously a very aggressive stance here from LastShadow. He's definitely in the position to do a lot of damage. We do have an Immortal coming out to try to deal with these Marauders, but Stim Pack is in fact up, and once that gets engaged, it's going to be really hard pressed here. Nice force fields going down, trapping a few, but actually trying to micro away, but no, denying that. And we can see right there, because of that, LastShadow lost quite a few of his units. However, still managing to pick off a lot. All we really have right now is sentries and the 1 stalker from Ryan. And if those few Marauders continue to push in, very dangerously low health on those sentries, though. Going to be losing at least some of his units, possibly that pylon there as well. And this is not looking good for Ryan. He's going to be losing all these sentries. We are seeing continuous reinforcements here from LastShadow as well. And this Expo is in a little bit of danger right now.
Yeah, and we did see an Immortal there coming out, sacrificing his immortal life. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. But either way, he did hold it off just briefly and only lost really a pylon in that whole engagement, along with now a lot of probes, which he has decided is completely necessary to lose. But good game, well played. LastShadow taking a 2-0 lead here already in this best-of-5 series. Ryan is in a do-or-die situation going into Game 3.